So how often do you do family history?
Um, mm, the official statement will probably be once in a blue moon.
Probably like once every 3 weeks or so.
When the mood strikes, I do it, but not for very long. I kind of get frustrated with it, but yeah, not.
Why do you get frustrated with it?
I mean, a lot of things are done in my family tree, so you have to do a lot of work to find more names. And sometimes the dates don't match up on things, or like the names changed by like a couple letters, and so you're like unsure if that's the person or if it's not the person. So it just gets frustrating sometimes to find specifically the information you need.
Yes, and that's something that I would always talk to my FSY kids about this summer was why do we not do family history work? And a lot of times it's, oh, it sounds boring at first, or maybe just don't have the time, or a lot of times like that's not like the first thing that comes to my head to do it. And so I feel like those are some of the reasons why it doesn't get done. Not good reasons, but there's some reasons.
Yeah.
Probably just remembering for me, because I know I'm supposed to do it right, and I would like to actually do what I'm supposed to do. But I think remembering is for one, and then the other one is time. So as soon as I remember, I have to either write it down so I have like time set aside for it, or I have to like do it right then. So.
It was this week actually. I was going to the temple with a friend, and she said we should take family names, and usually I just do temple names, and I was like, all right, that's a good idea. And so we're gonna do baptism, so I found 4 family names that I could take to the temple.
Technically, probably like 6 or 7 months ago, I remember doing some for like a family trip to the temple. I did not find any names, but I ended up doing indexing, so I guess that counts.
It depends. It's usually anywhere from like 15 minutes to like an hour, because I feel like 15 minutes is mostly just to like grab some names or whatever, but a lot of times like I can get sucked into it, so then I could spend like an hour. The last time I remember getting sucked into it, I was looking at stuff about my grandma, because she passed away when I was probably like 5 or so, and so there was just like I think it was on the Memories app, there's just like different things that people can put up about your grandma, and so there was I think it was either like a journal entry or something, so I started reading that, and that was like, for me, that's when I got sucked in, was just learning more about my grandma, because I didn't get to really know her here on Earth.
That's cool.
Usually I'll try to go to like my ancestors' stories or like letters they've written to other family members, because I feel like that at least makes them like real people to me. So when I read those, I do indexing a couple times because that seems pretty easy at times, but those are like the 2 go-to probably.
Cool.
Recently, it's been like through the Memories app, I feel like, just getting to know like my immediate family members better, so like my grandparents, great-grandparents, or I really like reading about like my ancestors, like the pioneers and stuff. I feel like that's really cool. So
Cool.
I think the biggest thing was when I was on my mission, we had to do like an hour of family history a day during COVID. So that's when I started reading memories from my ancestors. And it was cool to read letters that my great-grandparents had written when they were on their mission to my uncle when he was on his. They were in Chicago, and they were talking about how they would go street contacting in the cold and knock doors. And I was just it was really relatable because I was on my mission, and seeing their struggles and kind of relating to that was really cool. So.
That's cool.
I think just like learning about the things that happen in their lives and like the miracles. Like if you've seen the movie 17 Miracles, there's a part where she has like an old sea biscuit, and she puts it in a pot with like water or something, and when she comes back it's like this beautiful like loaf of bread, pretty much. That's actually an ancestor of mine, so that's like cool to make those like family connections and see like how like my family first got involved with the church and like where we're at today. Yeah, I feel like it definitely does. And like that story that I just told is like a story like my dad used to tell me all the time. And so when that movie came out, we were like, oh my gosh, like it's our ancestors, you know? And so I feel like that's something I can connect to like with my dad or something, or even just like other family members, just like feeling close to them even though like they're not here.
Yes, I think it's important. I think it's important because these people are our ancestors and we should be connected to them, and we are connected to them, and they do need us for their eternal salvation. I believe that, and I think when we know them, we'll be even happier to see them in the next life. So we're gonna all be one happy family, pretty much. So I should probably know who's in the family. So that's a weird statement, but there it is.
It's great. Just do it.
It is really good. It can be frustrating sometimes, but it can be a really sweet experience when, I guess, the Spirit's there and you're finding who you're supposed to find.